Walked in, I didn't see it. That's it. Very professional.
Just pull that nice and tight.
All right. This is
There
what
you
I've
go.
been told.
Sure.
2 fists or 1 fist.
Whatever you're comfortable with.
I'm a professional.
Yeah.
My professional opinion, it's 1.
Okay.
Okay.
I like it nice and tight because I don't know. Like even when I'm on stage, I hold the mic like
Yeah.
real
You
close.
make sure everyone hears you.
Yeah. And I like
Loud and clear.
to be loud even though I'm speaking softly. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I totally know what you mean.
Yeah.
I can like imagine that in like your set.
Yeah, because you're trying to hit a point and you don't want to be like yelling.
Yeah.
But you want it to be, which is probably like I have a bad habit where I rest the mic on my chin, and it's a bad habit.
Why? Kind of
Because it doesn't look good. One, it's kind of gross. I consider my beard clean, but still,
Others might not.
others might not.
Yeah.
And also the things that others have done with microphones.
Oh yeah.
Like COVID really opened my eyes because like once shows kind of came back, they would do this thing where a lot of clubs either would the host would go back up and literally like spray the microphone and wipe it back down and then hand it to the next
Yeah.
comedian, or they would swap mics and clean it between people. And it really was the first time that any of us, I don't want to say the first time, but I started bringing my own microphone because like I'll just bring mine. It's my mic. I hop up, snap it in, pull it off, whatever. But it's like you start thinking like, oh, pre-COVID, I would go to an open mic where 35 comedians would go up in 2 hours and just spit and talk and smash it into their face. And I've seen comedians like fart on microphones, put the whole thing in their mouth.
Oh, what are their
Like-
names? Sign me up for that show.
Yeah, it's a hell of a show when you get in a good microphone fart. But then you start seeing like wiping it down. Like we should probably like.
Yeah.
I kind of made a point of it. Like if I go on the road, I'm bringing my own mic. Like why wouldn't I?
Yeah. Well, I've seen those things. I mean, they're effectively like mic condoms. Like you just slide
it out.
Yeah.
Is it like a foamy thing? Like it's
like
or it's like
kind of like a hairnet. I mean, it's not like
right.
latex, but it's
Yeah.
like a hairnet that goes over the microphone. I've seen
People do
comedians
that?
use that. Yeah.
I've never seen that.
Well,
I don't know. See, learn something new.
that's how the world
Jessa
works.
Spainhower. Said that right? I've known you long enough. I was like, I think I've been saying that right the
Correct.
whole time.
It's phonetic.
It's phonetic.
Yeah.
Welcome. Hi.
Hi.
I haven't seen you in a while.
Well, technically like 3 days.
3
but
days.
Prior to that.
Yeah, yeah.
it'd
But like
been
that was
a
like
year,
randomly
maybe.
in a car on a street. That was the most
No
random.
context.
Yeah, no context. Just walking down the street. Hey, and there you are in a car.
Who's that?
Yeah, yeah. Who are these weirdos walking down the middle of the street? And then I love the fact it was the most Jessa moment where you introduced me to your boyfriend, and then you're like, and this is my boss
Charlie.
in the back seat. Who, no offense against Charlie in any way, because I haven't met him. I'm eager to, but it was just so funny that like he was kind of like bouncing around in the back like a child. And in my mind, I'm like, this makes total sense that Jess is like, yeah, I'm clearly in charge, but he's technically my boss. Like I'm driving him around because I'm in charge.
You know what? After we left, he's like, Jessa, you know what? I love it when you introduce me as your boss. I'm like, well, you are. So you pay me money to do things. Like, you're in charge. But yeah, that was really random.
But
It was cool, though.
is he in charge? Okay, the silence says everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to shake my head no. I was like, oh, no, we're on video
Yeah,
still,
they can
right?
see.
Yeah.
But I knew it. Like in that moment, I was like, this is so Jessa. Like, like, what are you doing here? We moved back. Your boyfriend and your boss, you just moved people? I was like, that's so you.
Yeah.
Just take in charge. Be like, you know what? You guys are wrong. Follow me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now you're back.
Oh, I like that. I like that I have that.
Oh, you have that. That's when I sent you the text is like, San Diego has missed you. We need more. San Diego needs more Jessa.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
that's legit.
I love that. Oh, I'm so excited to be back.
Yeah. Well, let's dive into the fact that you were home you decided to go
Yeah.
back for COVID, but where was back? Where did you grow up?
Maryville, Missouri.
Maryville, Missouri.
It's a very rural town, 90 miles north of Kansas City,
Population.
10,000.
Okay. High school graduation class size?
120?
120. Okay. So we're
Yeah.
about the same there. All right.
Yeah.
Surrounded by what type of crop? What are we working with?
Corn.
Corn.
I think soybeans,
Okay. Now?
cows.
Or even then? So
Now.
it's kind of everything.
Then and now. Yeah.
Okay.
All of it. See,
But your parents were not farmers.
my stepdad's a farmer,
Oh, okay.
also a rural mailman.
And a farm. So he had both gigs?
Yeah, he does that now. That's what he
Still
does.
a mailman?
Yeah.
Still farming?
Yeah.
What does he farm?
I don't know. I realized
You
that,
were
like,
just living there.
yeah. Exactly. I was living there, rent free, no questions asked.
Yeah. And you're like, I wasn't going to ask any questions.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
want to ruin anything, let alone what do you do?
Exactly. Yeah. No, it's a really small town. He's a rural substitute mailman. So
it just fills in. He just picks up.
But it's pretty much full time. I've learned a lot about the mail industry. It's very interesting.
Educate us.
They have to provide their own vehicles.
In rural area? Rural.
Yeah. So he owns this Jeep that he used to drive around, which is like way more, I guess, taxing on a vehicle than like the city ones that are just cruising around. Mm-hmm. I just thought that was weird. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, I learned a lot about packing. Mm-hmm. When I was packing my car to move, he just took all my stuff and packed it in because he's like, oh, this is how he's like, I have to take all the packages.
And make it fit. He's like ultra Tetris.
Yeah. I'm like, just sat back. I'm like, well, this is great.
I think people underestimate, like it's hard to become a mailman. You have to take certain tests. You have to like do this thing where you remember numbers, and then there's something about like a sorting thing you have to do. Like I've had a few friends that have done the test, and I don't think all of them became mailman, but it's like very, like they really like test your brain with like remembering numbers and orders and things like that.
I could see that. That's new information to me, but knowing my stepdad,
it all checks out.
That tracks. But yeah, I don't know. It's great. So I grew up there, small town, rural.
Mm-hmm. What was childhood?
Childhood, it was good. It was,
that's not
podcast. We done here?
Yeah. All right. Childhood was good. Rural towns.
No,
Got
it's
it.
great. So I grew up with my mom. I'm an only child. Mm-hmm. I mentioned my stepdad, but my parents, my stepdad and mom didn't get married until I had actually moved out here. My mom like swapped me out. She's like, okay, you're gone. I need someone to come in.
I need someone else to take care of.
Yeah. Basically. And so I grew up with just me and my mom, single parent. My parents got divorced. My biological parents got divorced when I was like one. Like I don't remember my dad being there. So I just grew up with my mom. That's normal to me.
Dad was around though?
When I was little, yeah, for a while, like holidays and stuff. But then the last time I saw, oh God, we're just diving into this.
Yeah.
All right.
What are we doing?
Am I gonna have to pay you for like an hourly charge after this?
We'll see. I haven't decided yet. Yeah, it just depends. Depends on how much trauma we work through.
So
I have a per trauma rate. So.
Oh.
Yeah. So I mean, if you cry, it's like double. But we'll get there. I mean, you're broken. It's not going to happen.
No
I get
tears.
it. Yeah.
It's like
none left.
It's an issue. I wish I could cry. So they got divorced when I was one, and then I would see him holidays. He got remarried, had 2 kids with another woman, and I'd see them occasionally. At some point, they moved to Colorado, and I was like under the age of 10. So I just.
And so you had younger half siblings.
Yeah.
That you never really.
Forget about all the time. It sounds terrible. Like saying
because you did just
loud,
say like I'm an only child.
Saying
like,
it out loud sounds terrible, but my reality is like my day-to-day only child, forever. And so so I have 2 half sisters, and my dad then got divorced. So they were in Colorado, then he got divorced from her, and then is in Oregon. And at some point I saw him when I was like 12, and I had to go like hang out with him at my grandma's. I'm like, I don't want to do this. Like I got a party to go to. I went to the Cove.
Like I have a whole life.
It was, we used to go to the Cove on Fridays.
What's the Cove?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. It is in the basement of a church in my hometown for like 7th and 8th graders. There was a movie room.
Otherwise known as the makeout room?
I did not go in there. Things went down in there. But yeah, you dance. There's a DJ. May have been concessions. I don't remember. But yeah, it was...
Wait, if there was a DJ and concessions, like in my mind at first when you told me it was like, oh, that was like the dark room where like kids make out and...
There's 2 rooms.
They
There's
did
the
hand
Cove,
stuff.
And then there's the movie room off to the side where whatever's going on in there. I'm saying this out. I'm like, how did they let this happen? It was in the basement of a church.
I always heard that.
Were chaperones.
Yeah. I remember always hearing like, oh, the church, like I had friends that went to church and they were like, oh, we're doing a lock-in. I'm like,
oh, the lock-ins were fun. I did
like finger bang central. Like what is happening?
No.
That's all I heard about was like, oh, there was a lock-in and like, we're like kind of all in our sleeping bags. But then like I made out with Sarah in the dark and then,
I don't think our lock-ins ever got like dark. Like literally like the
they
light
never
was
turned.
On.
Right.
Yeah. They didn't. The Cove was a different story with the movie room. But anyway.
But you weren't in there.
No. I was out by the DJ. I was like, out there dancing.
What was the hot mix at this point? What was a hot track that you remember dancing to in the Cove?
Oh my gosh, that's a great question. Probably like, Down at the OPP. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
That kind of
Little
stuff.
Naughty by Nature.
Yeah.
Not because I hate you.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Davey Mackey he was the DJ. Our friend was the DJ.
Davey Mackey.
Yeah.
Dropping the OPP.
Yeah.
On middle schoolers.
Yeah. So 7th and 8th grade, like that's all I cared about was that weekend at the Cove.
Yeah.
That was my goal. So when my dad is like, demanded I hang out with them, I'm like, I don't want to do this.
Dad, I got tickets to the Cove.
Yeah. I'm like,
DJ Mackey's playing.
Thank you. Exactly. You get it.
Yeah.
And so he,
I mean,
so anyway,
I was a school dance fanatic. Like, just like I was friend zone with all the girls. So like I was the guy they danced with. And then they went and made out with someone else in the dark. So like I was dance floor
you're like
guy.
the primer.
Yeah, I was straight up foreplay. I realized that. I never left that. Middle school through high school through college, I was the guy that literally my friends would be like, go dance with my girlfriend.
You're like the fluffer.
I was straight up a fluffer.
Oh.
Listen, just all bump and grind, R. Kelly. Yeah.
Well, it's good practice.
Yeah. Hey, I'm glad I can help.
You're not the creepy guy. No one's ever looking back at you being like, ugh, James.
No, they were like, oh, James can dance. Come here. And I'm a 12-year-old boy. Like, I have a girl on each leg. We're all bumping and grinding. Like, not bragging. But there were many a school dances where teachers were like, "Can the 4 of you get off James, please?" Yeah, it was.
And you're like, "Oh, I got this.
Yeah, I'm just loving dancing. And then I'm like, and then all of a sudden I look around. I'm like, "Hey, where'd everyone?" I'm like, "Oh, they're all making out with other dudes."
Like, that's cool.
Cool.
I'm just gonna dance by myself now.
Yeah. Do. So, all right. So DJ Mackey, Dad wants to hang out.
Yeah.
And you're like,
so that's the last time I saw him. That was it. I don't remember if I went to the Cove. I just remember being at Golden Corral at dinner.
Golden Corral.
And just being like, I don't want to be here. I want to go hang out with my friends.
And was he like, now if you look back though, do you think he was like, no, like I miss something. I want you to be a part of the family. I want you to know your siblings and your new stepmom.
No.
None of that.
No.
What was it then? Just
ego?
Like selfishness? Like it's my turn?
Yeah.
This is about me?
Yeah.
That
sucks. I think so. I know. I'm like,
did you have any real relationship with him?
No. So that was when I was 12. Hold on. The story doesn't end there. Buckle up.
I'm in.
When I was 18, I think I talked to him a little bit. I was graduating. Like, I think he called. He was in town and wanted to hang out. I'm like, again, no. Like, I have a
life.
All I care is about my social life, which has not changed much in the last 27 years. And then I just never heard from him again. Ever. And then, oh, man.
Never. What do you mean you never heard from him? Like, how many years went by? When you say I never heard from him again, like, that's 5 years or that's
10.
10 years?
Yeah.
And you didn't call him?
Oh, no. Because man, I was like, is this what therapy's like? I'm like drumming up all this stuff. Okay, so.
Therapy's good shit. Like, if you don't go. What are you doing?
Yeah, I do. You're
smart enough to go.
No, I go. Wait,
okay.
That's not true. I've tried to go, but
you were late.
That's a whole other podcast. No, I was late.
I know you.
And this woman is like on the clock because she's
like, you set up the time. You're paying for this.
Yeah. And so she like shooed me out the door. Whatever. That's a whole other thing.
Whole other thing. Back to Dad.
I tried. And so, okay. So when I was, so since when I was 18. So I was like 19 or 20. And I feel so bad. I don't even know if I should share this. So when I got an email from this woman that my dad was dating, and I think still is, Diane, maybe Diana, but I'm going to go with Diane.
Diane.
Who writes me this email saying, hey, you don't know me. I'm a friend of your dad.
That was very... What happened?
I just saw this Leslie Nielsen interview from years ago where he brought a fart machine.
The fart machine. I saw that too. Leslie Nielsen.
Laughing, yeah. So
good. All right. So
inspiration.
Diane. Sorry.
Okay. So Diane's writing this email. She's like, "Hey, you don't know me. I like a friend of your dad's, and he'd love to have a relationship with you. He just feels so guilty. She's like, she's like, don't tell him I emailed you though, because." You know how males are. They're like, I'm like, no, I don't, bitch, because I
never had one.
Figure. Yeah. Is this what it's like? I don't know.
Yeah.
And I was just annoyed. I'm like, why are you putting this on me? Like, he's a grown-ass adult. I'm the child.
Right.
If he wants to talk to me, he can reach out and talk to me. And don't play this like, I'm like, I don't know who you are. I have no idea who you are. You're like you're going to ask me, like, wire money, to get my, like, inheritance in a second. So that was that. And I was just like, I'm just going to ignore it. Then she emailed me again, and I don't remember when. It was probably like a year or two later. Same thing. I'm just like, because this is fucked up. But I was like, I know the worst thing I can do is not write back.
So you wrote back to the first one?
No, I didn't. I didn't write back to either of them.
Either of them?
Yeah, because I'm just like.
How'd you get your email?
Oh, well, because I'm still in touch with like my grandma, my aunt. Like I'm not hiding. Like that's the
so
thing.
You see the extended family, just not dad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're great. My grandma, his mom and sister, awesome. Like they live in Kansas City. I stay in touch with them. So yeah, it's not like I'm like don't ever contact.
You're not like disowned or like not talking to the whole other half of the family.
No,
just him.
I'm not talking to him. I'm just like.
You're also not going out of your way. Like you left, asshole.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Exactly. It's like it's on you to keep this relationship up. I'm like I don't really care. I got my own thing going on.
Now, with all the years in wisdom and time behind you, do you still feel that way that it was like, yes, it might have been his responsibility, but now do you wish maybe you would have been like, maybe I wish I would have got over myself a little and been like, hey, Dad.
No.
We can, okay.
And here's why. Because I ended up talking to him. So this was like in my late 20s. So, okay. I'm a chronological. I got to do a linear.
Go for it.
So at this point, I'm like 20. So I'm like 28, seeing my grandma, my dad's mom, saw her for Christmas, and we're saying goodbye. She's like, oh, I love you so much. And she's very, very sweet, very old, still kicking. Mm-hmm. And, you know, she's like, your dad would just love to see you, love to talk to you. And she's like tearing up. I'm like, he has my number. He has my email. Like, if he wants to talk to me.
Yeah, why is everyone putting this on you?
I was like, if he wants to talk to me, he knows how to get in touch with me. And so she must have said something to him because he did end up reaching out. God, this is so fun. We'll probably talk about this the whole time.
That's fine.
It's comical. So I end up talking to him. He calls me and he's like, hey, and like, I can tell he's trying, you know, and I'm like, okay, like, I mean, receptive. And I'm not like a jerk. I'm not like, you know, you left. And you know, and I'm like, I don't care. I'm just like, whatever. So we're talking, but the entire phone call is about him, not asking me any questions about myself. That's what I'm saying. Doesn't care about getting to know me. That's why I'm like, no, it's ego driven. And talking to me about his, you know, what he did back in the day, like, and I would just sit there. I'm like, okay, I don't really care, but like, you know, I'll do this. And then we'd talk a few times, and he would start to call me like once a week or something. And I'm like terrible about answering my phone, and not great about calling people back if they leave a voicemail. And I think he took that very personally, because if I like, he'd be like, oh, I want to talk. I'm like, oh yeah. And I was out doing stuff. I wasn't like, I was just sitting at home.
You're not just sitting here and be like, no.
Yeah. And I forgot. And then at some point, I think that rubbed him the wrong way or something. And I just like stopped hearing from him. And again, if someone's not right in my orbit, I'm not great about reaching out. So that was that. That was my late 20s. And then I didn't hear from him for years. And then at some point in my 30s, mid 30s, he's adopted. And my understanding, like what I've heard, is like he's been very, very interested in finding his birth parents, which was like hurtful to my grandmother. It's so weird to talk about this because it's like so like I think about this like once a year. So anyway, he was really obsessed with finding his birth parents, and he would send me emails about it, and he's like, oh, I just found out that I have a half sister or something in this town in Iowa, and they're Danish. So I'm like, oh, cool. Well, now I know I'm Danish.
Yeah.
And he was like, he writes this email, and he's sending it to me and my two half sisters. So like there's 3 women, and it's like this email. I found out all this stuff. At the very end, the last sentence, oh, by the way, you should know that my birth mother died of breast cancer. Right? Maybe you could have led with that. This was like your PS. PS, now you have a known history of breast cancer. And so, like, I don't care if your sister lives in some like small town in Iowa.
Yeah, you're like, buddy, I'm not here for your shit.
Yeah.
There's stats for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm just like, it was like literally an afterthought.
I don't know what it is, but I want to give them points for like trying to like be like, this is our, like, it's your history too. Like, you're related to these people.
Us, so that's the thing. It's all about him and what he wants. No one wrote back.
What did your mom ever tell you about him? Because like what was her take on him? Like, was she like, your dad's a good guy? But
yeah, my mom's never said anything bad. Like, she doesn't complain. She's very neutral. Like,
but would she say things like, you know, well, your dad, like if you were behaving in a way, would she like, well, your dad had to, okay.
No, never. No, she's very like neutral, like very, she's always like, whatever you want to do it. Okay. As I've gotten older, like I've gotten a little bit more info, but I'm also like, I just don't, I mean, I know it sounds terrible. I just don't care. Like, I don't have the energy to care. I have like amazing people in my life.
Yeah.
And like,
I've made it 30 whatever year. Like, I'm good.
Almost 40. I'm really like,
I wasn't going to say, way to throw yourself under the, I said 30 whatever.
I'm embracing it. I'm decided to lean into
I love 40.
I'm like, just going for it. My new thing is like, well, now that I'm almost 40.
Yeah.
And then whatever I want to do, that's my excuse. I want to go home early. I want to stay out late.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm almost 40. It's different now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Either way's a big deal. You know what, guys? I'm almost 40. I'm going to go home and get some sleep. And they're like, way to take care of yourself. Yeah. You're like, guys, I'm almost 40. I want to fucking rage tonight. And they're like, get after it. You're not dead. Yeah. It's that perfect middle ground.
I love it. I'm leaning into it. I've been avoiding it for a long time, but I'm leaning into it. So
you can't really avoid it. It happens.
Yeah. So like,
okay,
this is the last thing. So then another one, he like sends out like a group text who I assume are my like 2 half sisters to all of us. He's like,
just includes you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Random. Like totally random.
Hey, children I've conceived.
Seriously. Children I've sired and I assume abandoned, more or less.
Yeah. And you're like, do you guys talk to him? Or do they? Are they like big? I don't
know.
Because you don't talk to them at all? No. They're your half sisters and you don't even, you have no relationship with them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but you're almost 40 now. Yeah. That's a choice you could make.
So, well, wait. So he sends this text. Okay. No one responds.
Which in your mind, like,
it's not just me.
Yeah, I'm like, these girls and I, same page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of them has reached out to me a couple of times, and I feel terrible because I haven't intentionally not reached out. It's just like...
You're you.
Like once I was studying abroad, I was like 22, and she wrote me a letter, and she was getting into some legal trouble as a teen. And I was like, you know what? I can be a role model and show her all this stuff.
We forgot.
I know, it sounds
I could really help this person.
It sounds
Where are we going tonight?
Yeah.
What? I forgot. That's
fine. Exactly. And then she had sent me some message on Facebook once, and it was like, and I don't mean to laugh. I'm only laughing at the absurdity because it seems so disconnected from my reality. Where she's like, hey, your half-sister here. I just wanted to let you know you have a nephew. And I'm like, what? But this message went to some weird folder because it's like filtered in Facebook, and it was like a year old.
Oh, so she thinks you're horrible.
Probably.
But you have a nephew. Have you ever met your nephew?
No, I have not. I know. It sounds weird. It's so weird to talk about.
It's both. It's like, part of it's like, they're your family, but not.
Yeah.
And also, they're your family.
And I think they're doing great. Like, one of them.
I think they're doing, it's fine.
I know, I do. Fine. I think one of them, the older one, I think is like doing very well. And the younger one, I think she is the one who had like contacted me, and the older one hasn't. But yeah, I feel bad. I'm not like, I don't actively ignore them. I'm just like, I'm good. Well, now, so anyway, now.
Go on.
Now my dad's out there finding his, like, you know, this new family and getting in touch with them. I have another fucking, like, one.
Yeah, you have a whole nother set of grandparents, like, technically, and cousins. I thought
you might, like, want to get to know me. I'm your, you know, whatever. And
they started hitting you up.
And again, I'm just like.
I'm the aunt from the side of your dad's family that abandoned him. Yeah. So if you want to get together.
And again, I'm sure they're nice people. I'm sure that, like, nothing wrong with them. I'm just like, what are we doing here? What's the point of this? Like, which is what I asked you as soon as we sat down. I'm like, okay, what are we doing here? What's the point of this? Yeah. That's, I'm just like, what kind of goal are we trying to establish here to build a relationship? Like,
do you have to have one?
No, I don't want one.
I mean a goal, not a relationship. Does there have to be a goal? You're like, I don't want a relationship. That's what you just said.
I just have so many other things to do, and so many people that I'm really close with and I stay in touch with that I give my time and energy to.
Do you feel like you built your own family? Like, family's a weird concept to me, because I'm like, and there's so many things, and I think there's a lot of cultural history in the South especially, and stuff of like, family first, family is everything, family's the only people you can trust, da-da-da-da. But I also think we're all realizing, like, oh, just because they're in your family does not mean you have to let toxic people fucking destruct your life.
Right.
Like, you don't have to keep opening that door if they are not... Like, that sounds cold. Like, I don't believe in shutting anybody out, and if you can help people, you should help people. But also, like, just because you're related to them doesn't necessarily mean you have to allow them to just negatively impact your life over and over and over and over.
Yeah.
So, on that standpoint, like, do you feel like I have, like, family? Yeah. I've created people that support me and love me and accept me, and I don't need extra that kind of comes with all this baggage.
Exactly. Done. See, you get it. You get it. Well, my mom's side, which I barely talked about, is great. Very engaged, great family, no drama. I mean, you know, there's little family things, but nothing like I would even think twice about. It's just like, it's very functional. Everyone's great. So I'm like, I have that. I'm good. Like, everyone's healthy, happy, supportive, all the things. And then my friends, so when I moved to San Diego from this rural town, like 15 years ago, like, that's when I met the people who now I consider family. Like, we'll spend holidays together, and, you know, the people who show up for you no matter what. And when, like, you know, someone like one of my best friends found out she had breast cancer, like, a few months ago, when, we're all talking about. It's like we've all gone through these like stages and these milestones in life together. And it's like, even if we don't talk for like 6 months or see each other, it's just like, it feels like family. And we talk about that. It's like, it's like kind of our San Diego family and built-in family. And I really noticed that because, I grew up in this small town, came to San Diego for 15 years, and then I went back home last summer, just, I don't know, COVID, whatever. I just felt like shaking things up. And
you were kind of like floundering here a little, right? I mean, you were like between gigs and then some stuff like wasn't happening, or right?
No, it wasn't. I wouldn't say it was floundering. I just was like, it was after COVID, and I'm just like, I just need a change. Like, the plan that I'd set out, like, COVID changed everything as it did for a lot of people. And I'm like, I just knew I needed to change something. And so my plan was only to stay there for 3 months. And that turned into, I don't know, a year and a half. But I've noticed, like, being back there, the, like, juxtaposition between Kansas City, Midwest, South, I think, and San Diego, where it's like it's very family oriented. So when I'd go back and I like wanted to spend time with my friends there that I grew up with, and I'm like down to go out and hang out with their families and like, sit around and, play with their kids. But it's like, we're doing this. It's like family, everything. And then
I think that's small town stuff too.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And
which is beautiful in some ways. Like, I love, like, my hometown, same thing, tiny, just surrounded by water instead of corn. But it's like, I look back.
Tropical island.
Yeah, tropical paradise, Florida Keys, Isla Mirada. But it was like, it's funny to go back now, because now I have friends that have grown up and now they have kids, and I look at how the neighborhood, like there's multiple generations that are all on the same island. There is neighborhoods where it's like, this is what we do. Like, they have the actual family and then the extended family of that neighborhood, and they're getting together and they're riding golf carts around and the kids are on the bikes and and it's like, that's one thing about San Diego that I'm like, I don't see that here. I don't see the multi-generational. I don't see, like, I feel like here, like, oh, my daughter's going to go to school, and there's a likelihood that 4 years later she'll end up at a different school with different kids. Like you grew up in a place where, like, and I'm guessing the same as mine. When I graduated high school with 127 kids, like 50 of them I went to preschool with. And I feel bad because I don't think my kid's going to have that experience.
Yeah, I understand that. And I think, it's very similar, because I think about, like, my friends here who have kids, and similar thing. It's like they're all looking for kind of that community, like the neighborhood where you're friends with the neighbors.
Try to build a village.
Yeah, exactly. In a place where their kids can play. And if they run in the street, like, they're not going to get, like,
run over, and a neighbor's going to look out for them.
Exactly. And so I have noticed that a lot. And I think, my thing, like, one of my friends, I was talking about this recently. I think it's because what we know, it's like you're kind of projecting it onto them. What you're like, oh, well, this was great for me, so this could be good for you.
Yeah.
Where in reality, I think it's kind of like anything is just a perspective shift, where it's like, okay, well, now your daughter is probably going to get way more opportunities because she's going to have access to so many more things growing up in a city like San Diego.
Yeah.
Whereas, I don't know about you, but my opportunities were very limited. I didn't realize it at the time, but looking back at what people did and like how, they thought about their career path and going to school because they got exposed to like everything.
Yeah. I think about that of like kids. Like, I had a cousin that grew up in the suburbs of Chicago, and his graduating class was 3,500 kids. And I'm like, and I see that, and part of me is like, that doesn't even make sense to me. Like, you went to high school with 12,000 people or something? Like, that's craziness.
I can't comprehend that.
I can't comprehend that. But then I also look at it and I'm like, but I look at my high school class, and it was like, there were the groups, but also you went to kindergarten together, so the groups were kind of all had like loose boundaries, if that makes sense. And like I think of like kids, like, did I really like, I mixed in with everywhere, because like I did theater, I did chorus, I played every sport. Like I played, before football practice, I'd go to the computer lab and play video games with the nerdy kids, whatever, that were my friends. And then like I was all over the place. But I feel like in the bigger school, one, you're close to a bigger city. Like, I never thought comedy was even an option, because I'm like, I live here. How do you get on Saturday Night Live from here?
Yeah.
It's not even a thing. There's no way to do that. Between here and New York City is not a thing. I know, like, it just wasn't even possible in my mind. And then I look at a kid like grew up in Chicago. He's like, yeah, like he grew up around the improv world, was like there. He, even if it was just adjacent, like you can find your thing. And with 3,500 kids in your class, you can find 30 kids that are totally into the shit you're into.
Exactly.
Instead of like, well, there's this one guy that I like play tennis with, and there's this one person that I snorkel with, and like, I don't know. I think it's probably easier to find your people with the bigger numbers.
When you get to try so many more things, you can figure out if you're into snorkeling. You can figure out if you're into video games or acting or whatever. Like, there's something for everybody. So even if you're not like immediately like, oh, this is my group, you're like, well, I can try this, I can try that. And I know there's other people who are going to be interested in it as well. And you know how to get those resources. You know how to get access to do all that. And so I think with you saying Saturday Night Live, which I love because I grew up being like, I want to be on Saturday Night Live. Right. Don't worry, I did nothing about it. But
me either.
But it's the same.
Yeah. Well,
not maybe literally Saturday Night Live, but like I feel like it's you're more on the trajectory than I am. Let me put it that way.
I'm 40. It's over. They don't hire anyone over 40.
Is that true?
I don't know recent years, but I don't think they've hired anyone over the age of like 38 and over a decade because they're trying to have you for 10 years and they're trying to get the younger demographics. So, and the more younger attitude and philosophy and whatever.
I think you should go for it.
You know what? I don't think it's for me. I look at
I guess now it's be kind of like
what I got a kid. Yeah. I'm not moving to New York. Like it's
riding all night. Like
all day, like the life
day.
of it. Yeah. The life of it sounds atrocious to me these days.
Yeah.
Because I'm 40. Yeah.
Anyway, I think I could see about your daughter, but that's my thing. It's like I have a lot of friends who are like, oh, I want my kid to grow up like I grew up. I want them to have that.
Yeah.
And then it's
there's beauty of the small town.
Yeah.
Like I look at my friends and it's like everyone still knows everyone. Everyone's still looking out for each other's kids.
Everyone's still talking about everyone.
Yes. Oh yeah. It's all that, which is happening in the big town too. It's just in smaller, you get moms that get together.
A small.
I don't know. You don't think it compartmentalized in the smaller groups of like in the bigger towns?
Nope.
Okay. No, that's fine. Hey, there we go.
I'm kidding.
All right.
Well, I do think that
it's not on. You're right. I would say this. I think you're. I'm sure it's happening in the groups because I'm like even living here and I have like our village on the street with all the parents and the kids are older, so they're going to school. I hear them gossip and talk to me about like, oh my God, this one parent at pickup, blah 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 blah. But the difference is in the small town, everyone in town knows the parent at pickup.
Well, everyone knows who's having an affair, who got divorced. Yeah. And you can't
oh my God, who got drunk at the bar?
Yeah.
And that was the weird part, like growing up in the Keys where everything it's like bars, restaurants, Jimmy Buffett, snorkeling, fishing. It's all tourism, right? Every weekend, there's not much to do. So everyone's on the boat on Sunday going to the sandbar, which is literally this beach just off Islamorada that like at low tide rises out of the water. And there'd be like weekends early on when I was growing up, it'd be like, 2,000 people. Wow. That all drive their boats there and party all day Sunday, and it's kids and adults and whatever. But it's also like, oh, you're my high school pick a subject teacher, and you're shit-faced in a thong bikini hanging out with your students.
Yeah.
And I remember going to college and being like, you guys didn't get fucked up with your teachers? Isn't that a thing? Like everyone does that, right? And it's like, no, apparently not.
Oh my gosh, I'm dying. So we had that, except instead of like this sandbar, it was Main Street. And you'd just drive up and down it, and you'd stop at one parking lot at the end, and everyone's cars would come there and hang out. So that was our level. But I guess it wasn't all ages. It was mostly high school kids. No.
We had a parking lot too. But we called it the Shopper because it was a grocery store. And that was like, and it was so dumb because literally like 50 high school kids in their car or 50 cars with God knows how many kids would just hang out in this parking lot. And it's US 1. There's one road in the Keys. Yeah. So we're 30 yards from the road. Yeah. And eventually the cops would just show up, make everyone pour out their booze, and send everyone home after they know everyone's been drinking. It was very strange. Yeah. I wasn't a big drinker. I was more of an observer.
Yeah.
But
me too. I didn't. Well, I didn't drink
we'll get into your drinking problem.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. That's trauma I'm not ready to unpack.
Which is why we're here.
Oh, damn it. Okay. Well, yeah, but the small town. Yes. So it's like the teacher getting drunk. Like everyone's talking about that teacher. Like I think of my small town, there was like substitute teachers or teachers who would like buy beer for students. And as soon as you know that, everybody knows about it in the town.
Everyone knows.
Like you're blacklisted. And there's this, what do they call it? There's this like little development on the edge of our town. It's like kind of new, and they're like duplexes, and they call it like Divorce Alley because all these guys cheat on their wives, get divorced, and they move to this neighborhood.
Yeah, they buy a duplex.
It was just like, it's so small town, like you can't escape that. We're here. There's some anonymity to some extent. Like
you can move 8 minutes away and never see those people.
Yeah, you can go out and not see anyone you know, and I love that. Like for me, I realized that growing up in a small town, I was very a people pleaser, but very aware of like everyone else's perception of me. Like, oh, like I don't want anyone to think I'm bad and I do this or that. I don't know why. I definitely don't care now.
No, but when everyone knows everything.
Yeah.
Like, and I remember feeling that in the sense of like my dad was on the board of directors for the hospital, board of directors for a bank, board of directors for I think 2 banks over the years.
Wow.
He was like the president of Rotary for a while. And he was like this, this well-known small businessman in town. And I remember being like, everywhere I go, I'm a Schrader boy. Yeah. Everyone knows who the Schrader boys are.
Yeah.
And I was the third. Huh?
I said, I bet they did.
They did. And it was like, and it also didn't help. Like, I remember getting to high school and they're like, oh, another Schrader boy. And I'm like, well, what the hell am I walking into here? Because like I have 2 older brothers that apparently set precedent.
Exactly.
And some expectation. And I was not... Like John, you've met John, John, the middle brother. He was like studious. Is that the word? Yeah. Like he was right? Is that the word? Is that a word? Studious.
Yeah, the irony of you.
What?
Asking if
studious is a word. Yeah, because I was not studious or studious. Studious. There's no S unless it's in Spanish. Okay.
Exactly.
So John was the studious one, and that doesn't sound right. It's not even a word anymore in my face.
Okay.
And I remember getting there and be like, oh, another shot. And I'm like, yeah, it's I'm going to make you laugh. I'm not going to turn in my assignments.
I'm here to disappoint you. Don't worry.
Yeah. But you'll like me.
Yeah.
That was the one thing is like I think of all my brothers, I was like the most likable one. Because I remember my parents coming in and the teachers would be like, oh, James is fantastic. And my dad's like, why does he have a C? And they're like, oh, he doesn't. He should work harder, but he's great. We like him. He's great. My dad's
like they're surprised.
Yeah.
Oh, James is great.
Yeah. He should work harder.
Yeah.
I remember my dad got really pissed off because it happened. Literally, they came to the high school and talked to all the teachers, and every single teacher was like, he's great. He should work harder. He's great. If he only worked harder. And then we got to, we were walking around and we walked past the room. I was like, oh, that's like my tennis coach. And my dad was like, oh, let's go talk to him. My tennis coach is like, James is great. I wish he tried harder. But and my dad's like, even at tennis, dude, even at tennis, you're still just kind of goofing off. I'm like, hey, I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
I'm having a good time.
But I think, first of all, I think that's great. Life is about balance, right? And I think, though, what you said is a really good example of like your daughter will not, if she stays in San Diego in this area, will not have that. And like she's free to be her own person. Like there's no mold that she's thinking other people are expecting of her or expectations other people putting. I think
when did you break that? When did you realize that?
God,
like when you went to college? Right?
Like
I felt like recently. I was 30.
Yeah.
When I finally was like, oh, I don't have to be the person everyone else keeps telling me I am. I should just figure out who the fuck I am.
I was probably mid-30s, realistically. Yeah. I don't know when it shifted, but it's funny because then going back home and staying with my mother.
You're right back where you were.
Oh man, regression.
You might as well be 8.
Like, shut up, Mom. Yeah. Leave me alone. Get out of my room.
It's fun. I've made kind of an active decision of like I have 2 brothers that I love. But we all connect on different things. But I also look at my brothers and I'm like, I love these guys. I'll do anything for them. But if we weren't brothers, would we be friends? I don't know. We'd like know each other because we do like we're all pilots. We all fly gliders and stuff. And like I could see if we lived in the same town and we knew each other, we'd get along and talk about soaring. But I don't know if we'd all be hanging out.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I made a conscious decision of like I love them individually, but I do not like being with both my brothers and my mom at the same time. Like my dad passed away like 16, 17 years ago now. And so now it's like I see us all get together. I'm like, this is dysfunctional as fuck.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
And I feel like I get, and I don't know if I'm projecting that, but I feel like I get put in my place of like being 5 again.
Yeah, you're the youngest. You're the baby.
And no one gives a shit what the baby has to say. And I'm like, I pay taxes, assholes.
I get paid a lot of money for people to hear what I say.
I mean, yes, it's scripted and I'm just winking into a camera and lathering up another man's chest with soap, but like they pay me money.
And you do it great.
I do, yeah. What do you need done? I can do it on camera. So, but it's just been interesting that, and I remember when I kind of made that decision of like, I will now go visit them or spend time with them individually. But I kind of like one of my brothers was like, we should all get together for Christmas. And I'm like, that sounds like a nightmare. Like, I'm just not into it.
I think it's healthy to have that awareness and that perception. And I think that goes back to what you were saying earlier is that, there's these expectations that families,
They put the bricks in your whole, especially as the youngest.
Yeah.
They built the walls around you. Were like, this is who you are. And you're like, I guess that's who I am.
Yeah.
I ran into that this past summer from my first marriage. One of my stepdaughters, the oldest one, just graduated high school. And I was like, come to San Diego, come hang out. And my goal with it was, come be free of all that. You've been living with your sister and your mom and like she goes back and forth, and she was like living with her dad, but then at her dad's house she has stepsisters there, and at her mom's house there was other step siblings. Like it was a big family, and they're all actually great. Like they all get along. Her mom and her real dad, like even when we were together, like they communicate really well. Like I was always super impressed, and these girls are smart, they're capable, and I was like, hey, you're 18. Come to San Diego where nobody knows who you are and spread your wings. Like, what do you want to do? Because all I heard was like she wants to go to college and get a job. Yeah. And I'm like, why?
That's what I did.
But why?
Yeah.
And it's because you're expected to. That's the next thing.
What else are you going to do?
And I was like, hey, like, unless you want to be an accountant or a doctor or something where you need a specific thing. Yeah. Like, but if that's your thing, fine. But like, unless you have some specific goal that needs college, why are you going to college? Because there's a lot to learn, and nowadays the college isn't as important as it used to be. So what do you want to do? And the answer was, I don't know. And I was like, cool, then come here and hang out. And my goal, I was going to try to bring her out for like a couple of months and put her up in a thing. And I got her a job. And I was like, if you're into, like, she was big into weightlifting. I was like, if you want to be in the fitness, I know nutritionists, I know personal trainers, I know life coaches. Like, I will get you an internship. I will get you a mentor. Like, I wanted to try to open it up and be which was probably a little intimidating for her. Because one, like, we've kept in touch, but it's also been 10 years. And she was 8 when her mom and I split. Now she's 18, and it might be a lot besides like a few phone calls and like texts throughout the years to be like, come move here. And I'm used to be your stepdad, but now you're 18. I look back and I'm like, maybe I could have like softened it. But my biggest thing was like, you need to get away from everyone that you've ever known. Because
where's she living? Like, what's her town like? Or like
Tampa. I mean, it's Tampa. It's a big city. I mean, she's, I don't know what her high school is, but like it's not rural.
Right.
So and that was the goal. And she ended up coming out for a couple of weeks, and we talked a lot. And I just tried to instill with her of like, you don't have to make decisions and you don't have to know, but you should be trying to just learn you and who you are without everyone telling you who you are.
Right.
And I think that hit home some, and like I said, we had good talks and stuff, but it was like, in my mind, I was like, how do I help you get, like, they built the chrysalis, you get to decide what kind of butterfly you are, though. Ooh. And that's what you don't realize.
Yeah.
And once you're out of that, like, you're free until you're surrounded by them again.
Right.
And then that's gonna be the struggle, which I'm guessing like all of us go through.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I was like, it's, you think as a kid, especially that age, you have like adults, all the, like, you got to do this, you should do that. Yeah. And it's all this advice and it's overwhelming, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you say, what someone else says. She's going to ultimately do whatever she wants to do. And whether that's the best thing for her, to be determined.
Which it doesn't even have to be the best thing. Because again, go make mistakes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just like, she is, I feel like at that age, the more people tell you what to do, the more you don't want to do it.
That makes sense.
Even if it's something that's like, go do whatever you want. It's like, well, why would I do that? I'm just going to go to college because that's what everybody else is doing. And college is a very expensive option for when you don't know what you want to do.
Right. And I only say that because like I'm the luckiest guy in the world. My parents did well enough that they did like the Florida prepaid. And like when I went to college, it was like, this has all been paid for. You just have to go to any state school. It's just covered. And I was only there because that's what you do.
Yeah. As you mentioned, not so studious.
Studious. Yeah, not studious. The best part of college for me was cheerleading. Like that kept me, it was like the worst 3 years of my life because of depression. But cheerleading, like, I don't want to say saved my life, but cheerleading's the reason why I probably didn't fail out the first year. Because I was physically exhausted every day.
Were you physically exhausted from depression or
no, from the cheerleading?
Really?
Which allowed me to sleep and allowed me to be healthier and active and things like that.
Wow. That's interesting.
There was a girl. She was mean.
Always a girl.
There's always a fucking
It's always mean.
That statement's truer than I realized. There's always a girl and she's always mean. That's no.
Well,
not all of them. I've met some nice ones.
I think that, so can I talk about my college experience?
That's why we're here.
Way different. Actually, it's very similar, but different. So I am this 18-year-old who's like, well, I'm going to go to college.
Right. That's what you do.
Before I did it though,
were you studious?
No. Well,
you almost said yes.
I was naturally
Finish
really
that
smart.
sentence.
I
liked how I was really smart.
Yeah. No, I've definitely peaked. I know that. So I
You're almost 40. It's fine.
Yeah, it's okay. I did my best. And I just got A's all the time. And it was easy because
were you the girl that like didn't do her homework the night before and then sat in class during homeroom and like cheated off someone else and
no, I never cheat.
Okay.
No, people cheat off
me. Because those girls pissed me off. No. I knew girls that were getting straight A's and I'm like, these bitches aren't even doing the work.
I didn't need to cheat. But what I didn't learn how to study. And I always loved math because the answers.
When did anyone learn to study? Do you remember them teaching anybody how to study? I remember them being like, you should study. I'm like, what the, like, just read the book over and over and over? Is that studying? I don't know what studying is.
Well, so small town, right? Small high school. Like, I had some, like, the equivalent of AP classes, but I'm going to assume it's not the most, like, rigorously academic opportunity that most people got.
Credit, though.
It was good. Like, I did great. I think I got 2 B's in all high school. The rest straight A's. I'll tell you, don't worry. I knew you were going to ask. 2 B's. So first I got...
What was I going to ask?
Where I got my B's in.
That sounds personal.
I was just kidding. I was like, I didn't think you were going to ask.
Like wood shop and... No.
Close. Biology, freshman year biology.
Okay.
And freshman year gym. The reason I got a B in gym class, and my mom is still pissed about that. Not at me, but about the coach. Okay. Don't worry, not my fault. And I brought one of those Hostess like honey buns into the gym, and I was eating, and Coach Drake, he's like, "No food in the gym." I'm like, "Fine." I took one step out of the gym, just sat there
outside the door, the 2 double doors that open, and you're just sitting in the breeze because there was always a breeze in that. Yeah,
just sitting there eating it. The bell rang. He's like, "You're late. You have detention." Right?
How does that affect your grade?
It did. I don't know.
That guy holds a grudge.
And so the worst part is detention was not just sitting in a room doing homework. My detention, I don't wash the fucking wrestling mats.
Ooh, gross.
Yeah, it was disgusting.
It's a great way to end up with like staff.
Yeah, so not only did I get to be exposed to who knows what kind of viruses and bacteria.
Just bodily fluids.
No more. I luckily was unscathed by that. But anyway.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, got
be that.
Yeah, so I'm like, great, I'm smart, I can just do this. So I go, did not have college paid for. I'm the opposite. Still have student debt because, whatever.
America.
Yeah, it's just going to follow me around. But I had scholarships because I was, smart. And I went and didn't know what I wanted to do. Signed up for the most like ridiculous classes. Like I was diagnosed with ADHD at like 36 or 37. Mm-hmm. And 10 minutes into the conversation,
everything made sense
with the psychiatrist who diagnosed me. Like it wasn't even for that. It was for anxiety or something. She's like, tell me about your life. And I'm basically telling the story. And she's like, have you ever thought you had ADHD? I'm like, yeah, but doesn't everybody? She's like, no. I'm like, well,
see, that would have been so
useful.
Funny. I brought it up and because it was part of the discussion with my ex-wife about like that there were things that were hard for her because of my ADHD. And I was like, I don't. She's like, you have ADHD. You clearly have ADHD. That's hard for me, and here's why. And they were all good points. Like she like got me a book, and we discussed it, and it was like part of the thing. And I remember I went to therapy, and I'm like, and talking about the relationship and stuff. And she was like, yeah. And now she's telling me that I have ADHD and da 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 da. And I kind of like say that, and I put it out there, and my therapist is like, well, yeah. I was like, wait, what? She's like, yeah, you clearly have ADHD, like totally. And I'm like, I've been coming here 2 years and we've never discussed this. Why is this? Wait, what? And she's like, yeah, you definitely have ADHD.
I thought you just assumed.
Yeah, I thought you knew. She's like,
to say it out loud.
You totally have it. I'm like, why haven't we been working on this? And her response was kind of neat. She's like, James, your ADHD might be frustrating, but it's not like it's not keeping you from living your life. Like, you ran a construction company. You are a successful comedian in what you're doing. She's like, and it's why you're good at the things you're good at. And she's like, and it seems like over the years, like if it was really a problem for you, you wouldn't have been able to run a construction company. You wouldn't be able to be organized and do these things. So you have found ways that you cope with it. And I was like, oh, okay. But also, maybe you should have told me that shit 2 years ago. Because I'm over here at home being like, I don't have ADHD. Yeah. She's like, you clearly have it, you know.
Right?
So, but everything made sense. As soon as she gave me that thing, I looked back at everything in my life and I was like, it all makes sense now.
Yeah. And I think too, I think about this a lot because I do some coaching for people who have ADHD with like, business professionals and they want help or like accountability. And there's a lot of frustration I have noticed with people who get a diagnosis later in life or, no diagnosis and figured it out on their own. And because they think life could have been a lot easier for them. So for me, like, I don't have that. I'm like, I love ADHD. I think it's so fun. I can't imagine not having it because I'd be so bored. But what I think is different.
I've never thought about it that way.
Oh, I love it. It's fun. So what I think is different is it is. It's like
because you look at normal people and you're like, you mean your brain just stops?
I'm like, I'm like, you go to work 8 to 5 and you do the same task every week
all day.
And you go back to the same place and you have the same routine. Like, I just can't.
Sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, it sounds like prison.
Yeah.
So okay, that was a little dramatic, but with college, what I think about is that cue my story, which is I go to college.
Take a crazy schedule of different things. For
old buildings in Missouri.
That's a class?
Yeah, it is.
It's like a history thing?
It's like archaeology. I wanted to be into archaeology. I
remember that. That's right. Yeah. You want to be an archaeologist.
Yeah. Still do, but more as a hobby. I dabble. So old buildings in Missouri, like calculus, like abnormal psychology, just the weirdest classes because I'm like, oh, this sounds fun. Yeah. No structure, no strategy. I'm like, don't worry, I'm going to spend whatever, $10,000 on this because it just sounds fun.
Good. And it sounds like a great way to figure out what the fuck you're into. Sort of? No?
Maybe.
Okay.
Not for me. But not for me. But I go there and then it's like, oh, you have to have time management skills. You have to know how to study. You're in a lecture hall with 300 people. Oh, so I go to Mizzou. My freshman year, I went to University of Missouri. And that school at the time was 30,000 people coming from a town of 10,000 to now, and I said earlier, my social life is very high priority.
Top of the list. Yeah.
And there's so much to do. There's so many fun people to hang out with.
And there's a party every night.
And I didn't drink in high school. My first week at Mizzou, my friend, who I still hang out with, Leslie, she's like, hey, do you want a Nat Light? And I was like, I'm looking around. I'm like, okay, just one. I have like 2. I'm
Nat Lights.
Definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
And we're at this like.
And you're like, this is the greatest thing. Yeah. Where have you been?
We're at this like frat party or like house. I don't even know it was a party, but right. I was on one and everyone thought it was like so much fun and I was being funny and, regaling them with stories.
Being you. Yeah.
And they didn't know I was drunk because I'd only had 2 Nat Lights. But
so you were buzzing and you didn't go farther with that? Did you end up having a third Nat Light?
If I did, it wasn't more than 3. I was only 2.
I wish somebody would have told me at the beginning of college, have 3 drinks, have them quickly, and then drink water the rest of the night. And
I wish someone would tell me that now. I need that reminder. I need to pop up on my phone every day around 7 o'clock.
3 drinks, that's it.
Yeah.
Just have 3. Yeah. Because that's the bet. 3 drinks is the
3 is
the
my
best.
tipping point. 3 is like,
because 4 turns into 6.
Yeah. No,
but 3 is just great.
2 is great. If I go for the 3rd, it's just until I go home. I'm just like, what's one more? Who cares? But so basically that was college.
College was
now my life is
so
still the
fun.
same. Yeah, it was great, and I'm still.
But you almost, I remember you telling us once, you almost failed out because you were partying.
I got an academic probation,
which was crazy for you. Didn't fail out, but it was because like you were just partying your face off.
And I didn't know how to go to class. Like I thought I just showed up and I could take the test like I'd been doing my whole life and get straight A's. Not only did I not get straight A's, I don't think I even got an A. my first semester, I got like, I don't know, a 2.5 or 3 like GPA. And to keep my scholarships, I had to keep a certain GPA. And I was like, after the first semester, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like, I really got to buckle down. I've got second semester. We're going to focus here. And so I think, with having something like ADHD, it's like, maybe I could have taken a lighter course load. Maybe I could have worked with a tutor. Maybe I could have taken classes that made more sense. Nope, took 17 credits, signed up for took calculus, statistics, computer science engineering, because I thought I wanted to be an engineer for some reason. And which is comical now. So I took the most ridiculous class load, and it did not work. It did not work. And so I'm still friends with people from Mizzou to this day. So I feel like I invested in that social network.
Right.
And I was, God, I don't know, that summer I ended up selling books door to door. I think I've told you this at some point. I sold books door to door in New Hampshire. Mm-hmm. Awful experience. And came back to home, my small town, and then 3 weeks before I was supposed to go back to Mizzou, live with my friend Leslie, I was just like, I'm never going to graduate. I'm just not going to go back. And had to write a letter to the school, the college that was in my hometown, because small town, everybody knows everybody.
Right.
And so that worked in my favor, and wrote a letter about, my academic struggles and how I was going to do better. And so I, got accepted, I guess. And then I was fine because it was a small school. And then I got probably a 3.75 GPA for my last 3 years, graduated. So it's just, I feel like I had a point to that. And then I'm just like, well, let's just go down this memory lane.
ADHD, college,
I got lost in my thoughts.
What's interesting
dreams.
was it it was almost.
I know what I was going to say.
Good.
Don't worry, I'll take it from here.
Yeah, please.
So I lost my scholarships, didn't have savings to pay for it. I grew up with a single mom. She's a teacher. So we took out loans, to pay for it. And so that's where I'm like, this was an expensive life lesson. And I think my junior year, they're like, you have to pick a major. I'm like, I just don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. Yeah. I'm like, well, you're closest to marketing. Why don't you do that? I was like, okay.
Which I hear that and I'm like, what horrible advice. Listen, we just want you to finish.
Yeah.
This has nothing to do with what you're good at, what you're interested in, but you're closest to this. Do that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what a horrible piece of advice.
And I didn't know how to ask for help. And I think that's part of it where I was kind of limited on my options because of this small town and this small worldview. And I didn't have access to all these resources and all these people and seeing people do other things and other careers. It was just everyone was a teacher or a farmer or you worked at a factory in town. And I wanted to be on Saturday Night Live or do these be an archaeologist and go uncover tombs and raid artifacts from other countries and steal it.
Raid art? Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
I got it.
I think
a lot of Indiana Jones there.
I would have unintentionally did that. Let me put it that way. So now I wouldn't. Now I'd be respectful, but at the time I wouldn't.
You'd find it, and
I was too immature.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
So anyway, I did that, and then continue the price tag. And I've heard this term before. I don't know if you've seen this, but it's called something like the ADHD tax, where everything's more expensive because you forget to pay. Let's say you forget to pay your parking.
Yeah, right. So
then
you're
you get
paying
a parking ticket. You forget to pay that, and
then there's an extra late
more.
fee.
So
yeah.
I think about that with college, and I hadn't thought about it till right now, but that was college, and then it was time to graduate, and I'm like, well, now what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
I need someone to tell me what to do. So I decided to study abroad. Very expensive program in London. I'm like, take out another loan, whatever. We'll worry about this someday. and I went and studied abroad. And then
what did you study?
International business, and I had an internship.
But you had already graduated?
I just kept taking courses. I was like,
even after you technically had the credits to graduate.
I had the credits to graduate, but I'm like, what
did you walk and do the gown and the whole thing?
Yeah.
And then did this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I had the party.
Yeah.
At the party, then went.
Yeah. And they were like, I thought you graduated.
Yeah.
Well, you're like, oh, you're getting your master's? No.
Yeah. No, I took some international business course, and then I interned at the Methodist Recorder, which is a Methodist newspaper. It was a very unique experience. Mm-hmm. And then I met a friend there in study abroad program, and she's like, we should move somewhere, because she actually did have one semester left properly to graduate. And she's like, let's move to San Diego. I was like, all right, that sounds fun. Anyway, here we are. That's more or less.
And that was, you were like 20 something?
22.
22.
Yep.
And then you were here for 15 years. Mm-hmm. And since you got here, how did you use this wonderful education you got? And this is something I want to get into in the sense of like, I know you, I want to say, how do I say? I shouldn't say I know. I think.
If it's positive, you can say I know.
Yeah. You are a conscious capitalist?
Yeah.
Okay. And you do like consulting for that, for businesses on how to like, hey, making money is fantastic, but while you do that, you should be helping take care of the planet and your people and that. So how did you get into that?
Well, basically, my 20s, I didn't know what I was doing. I had no path. I was like, I remember people were like, what do you want to do? I'm like, I just want to sit and have like a desk job with like a stapler and a phone and just be like, and I manifested that because I had it. It was awful. But so I was just like doing it. I was just going through the motions because I didn't understand that I had like the power to make change for myself. Mm-hmm. And again, trying to be a people pleaser, trying to fit in my little, path in the world and waiting for someone to tell me what to do or give me permission to do it. And so when I was 30, my boyfriend from my 20s, I was really good at telling other people, giving other people advice on how they can make change.
Yeah.
Doing it for myself, forget it.
Yeah.
No, too scary, like not doing it. So I told him, I was like, you know what you should do with his job? I was like, you should move to London. You should go and talk to the CEO and tell him about that you're interested in this and blah, blah, blah. And like basically coached him. He's like, yeah, no, I really want to do that.
I love how you also removed him from your life.
Well,
go, because didn't you move there for a little bit?
Exactly.
You went with him for like, and then yeah. Now it's coming back.
I went there, and
I love how you're like, you should do all this stuff, and in the back of your mind, you're like, because I kind of want to go to London.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely self-serving. Definitely self-serving. I don't even think that was
like,
veiled.
I could do. How could I do a year in London?
Well,
I know. I could encourage my boyfriend to totally uproot his life. That'll work.
That's where the plan, like,
yeah. Because I don't think you liked it.
No,
right?
I loved it. Well, that's not true.
But then you got bored or something, right?
I couldn't work. Well,
you couldn't work. You didn't have a visa.
I couldn't stay there that long, like legally. That was a little detail that I just, because I studied abroad there. And
ADHD, overlooked a detail.
Yeah, and a pretty big one. So I could legally only stay there. I think it was legally 6 months, but like they were very. They looked at like your bank accounts, like your return flights, like all these documents. I had this folder I traveled with. I sent like his bank statement in, basically like, okay, I'm staying with him.
He's working.
Yeah, he has money to cover my costs, so I don't have to rely on like the UK government, basically.
Got it.
So I couldn't work and I couldn't volunteer because if you volunteer, it's considered taking away a potentially paid position from somebody else. So I'm like, well, I'll take classes. I'll take these archaeology classes I've always thought about. I did. It was awesome. Mm-hmm. University there is way different than here, which was already hard for me. And there was a much more critical thinking. And I had a professor pull me aside and say, college here is a lot different than in the United States. Like, basically, you have to think for yourself. You just can't read something and regurgitate it. Like, you need to critically think. And he said it a lot nicer, but I was like, oh. I'm like, well, that's going to be hard.
Yeah, because I kind of specialize in regurgitating.
I just wanted to memorize this and write it down and, pass this test. So I went there. It was awesome. The experience was awesome, but I was by myself, 90% of the time, no job, nothing to do, just alone with my thoughts. It's just, not good for anybody. So I explored, I did things, but...
Time out. Alone with your thoughts is not good for anybody?
Yeah, because I'm coming up with ideas, and I'm just sitting there, it's just like a child almost, where it's just like, what should I be doing? I should do this, I should do that. So I started a blog, The Leisurist.
The Leisurist. Yeah. Which, let's face it, if you would have really kept up with that, because you probably started it before a lot of blogs, and if you would have eventually started the YouTube channel and the thing, you'd be... It
was pretty good.
Yeah.
That's good. It had potential.
Yeah.
So I just, it's just like, oh, I'm going to be an archaeologist. I'm going to do this. I was just like, what am I supposed to be doing with myself today? And some days I'd sleep till 2 because I'm like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
Another day I'm like, oh, I'm going to make this meal from scratch. And then I go to the grocery store and realize I have to walk home with all these groceries, 10 blocks. So it was just, the experience was great, but the day-to-day was not glamorous as, it could sound. So it's very romanticized, rose-colored lenses looking back at it. But at the time, it was just I'm bored. I have no friends here.
He's working.
People are not very social. I go out to bars by myself, no one.
No one?
No one.
Because you're a talkative person.
Yeah, it was just, no one would say anything. And I'm just okay, whatever. So anyway, after that, I came back. We broke up because it was like I either had to get married or not. So it was like a very definitive decision point. So I came back and I'm like, okay. I'm like, I don't want to get stuck in this shitty job again. Like, I really took time to think through what I liked. And sorry, this is a very long way, but basically that's when I started to get more intentional about what I wanted to do. And I got a job at an environmental consulting company, and I was like the lowest person there when I was hired. And then it was a small business, so I was able to work my way up very quickly. So I was exposed to a lot of like the business conversations and strategy, and met a lot of really smart, interesting people there, and would talk about kind of these bigger ideas and networking. And then it's a very long story that I will not, don't worry, I will not tell this one, but basically got introduced to the world of conscious capitalism. Like, I knew there was a way to do business. It's like we say, like, do business without being a dick. I'm like, yeah, it's not hard.
It's not hard.
Don't treat people like shit.
Yeah.
Don't destroy the planet. And just all for the sake of greed. And so what I realized is it's called stakeholder capitalism. Conscious capitalism is similar, but it's trademarked. So I say
somebody trademarked conscious capitalism.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a whole
what a capitalistic thing to do.
Exactly. Exactly. So I say stakeholder capitalism, where it's like
stakeholder capitalism.
Yeah, and it's like you can still make profit. It's like profit's not bad. It's just like what's driving it. What are
company can't survive without it. So yeah,
exactly. And so that I knew there's a way I wanted to do business, and I just didn't realize there was a name for it, and that's it. And so I started learning more about that and networking in those circles. And this was around the time that I was still at this environmental consulting company in-house full-time. And I'm like, I want to do more. Like, I don't want to just work for this company. I was helping my friends' businesses. Mm-hmm. And so I ended up leaving there as a full-time employee, starting my own consulting business, and then just really getting out there in the world and talking to people, talking about ideas and a lot of, thought leadership type things. That was really fun and really exciting to talk about the people in kind of the forefront of this movement and like the B Corp community, right? B corporations. And I met so many smart people, and these are all the people you want to work with. Don't get me wrong, there's still a few people I've interacted that I think are dicks, and I'm like, I don't have to work with you. I get to pick and choose who I work with, and I love that. And it's just really made me aware of working with people who have shared values, because as long as in the day, like, you're not going to fight over a value, like a real, truly a core value, then I think you can work through any friction or any conflict. So
do you have how many people, maybe that's not the question. Have you been shocked by how many people kind of like want to be involved in this like stakeholder capitalism, but then they show up and you're like, no, you don't. Like, you don't actually want this. You want to look like you want this, but and maybe they get weeded out quickly because the rest of the group is like, no.
That's a really good question. I actually,
like, how much of it's just the virtue signaling of like, we're involved in this and we're trying to, and then you look at their business and their model and everything they're doing and you're like, actually you're not.
I don't think I personally interacted with someone that I felt that way with.
Okay.
Some people are still dicks. Like, you can do the right thing, and it's just like, I just don't like
dicks
you.
do the right thing.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're still dicks. Yeah.
And so I've definitely met those type of people, but I think an example that I think of, so like B Corp. So B Corp.
Explain that.
So B Corp is a third-party certification that is ran by B Labs, and it's an international program where basically you go through this, I don't even know, like 100, 200 point system where you answer all these questions around, governance, the environmental impact of your business, like all these things. And like your supply chain, are you shopping local? Like how's your board structured? Who owns the business? A bunch of different checkpoints. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't love it. My consulting company is B Corp certified. It's a pretty rigorous process. And I'm so good. But
hey,
yeah,
patting yourself on the back's important.
But for me, and I've had this conversation with a few people, but basically my general understanding of this, and the easiest way to communicate, is that most businesses are structured in their articles of incorporation, where, don't worry, it's not as boring as it sounds, where it says a business exists.
Yeah.
And a business exists to make shareholder, and wait, sorry, I'm messing this up. The business has to make the best decisions in the interest of the shareholders.
Right.
So to make profit. And so stakeholder capitalism and B Corps require you to change that from shareholder to stakeholder. So a shareholder is someone who like literally owns a piece of the business, like you buy a stock in like Apple or Google or whatever. And a stakeholder is employee, client, vendor, all the people, the community that are the business impacts and who can impact the business. And so you have to take all those decision points into consideration and how you're making decisions. So you might forego short-term gains over long-term value. But people are bound legally by, the way the boards are structured and the articles of incorporation to make decisions based on like the short-term profit for the shareholders.
Does that open the business up to, what would the term be? More, that's not obligation, but like, well, it is obligation, but it more, like does it make it, liability to like all of a sudden the vendor can come after you and be like, you guys aren't running your business like you said you would.
No, it's not that. It's more about the management of the business. So if there's a CEO and the CEO, let's say there's like chairman of the board, and the CEO is like, okay, I'm going to do these things. I'm going to launch this product later because we're not ready yet. And these, 3 things will happen. If that results in the loss of profit for like the next quarter, then that CEO can be thrown out by the board because it wasn't their like
right. Because they're like, no, you should have done it because then we know that we would have gotten the 3% extra return because of da-da-da. Yeah.
Exactly. And so the vendor can't push someone out. Okay. The employees can't push someone out. But what they can do is say, well, we're going to do this later. So let's say it's the stakeholder focused. And they're saying, well, we're going to wait and launch this, in like 3 quarters later, because if we do that, we'll have time to, update our, manufacturing process and reduce waste, but we're not ready yet. So we're going to take a loss this quarter because in like 3 quarters, we're going to make more money. Then it's like, okay, that's okay.
And it benefits the world, the people.
Yeah. It's like you're justifying that decision. And not every company is like that. But this, coming back to what your question was, is that in the B Corp world, it's public, it's on the website, you can see people's reports and how they're rated. They let some companies in. I'm like, how the hell are they B Corp certified? One of them is this company, Arbonne, which I think you've heard of.
I've used their products. I have friends. I have a few friends that sell their stuff. Go on.
Are they listening?
Nobody's listening. That's the best part.
Great, even better.
Yeah.
Okay, so Arbonne, one of my friends says it, and some of the products that I've used I really like. But their whole point is that they promote consumerism. It's buy and buy and buy. So consumerism, waste, and then
a bunch of plastic bottles.
Yeah. Packaging, shipping, all the things. So I'm like, okay, let's say you get over that. Well, then the next part of that is their employees, 1099 contractors, who some of them can make money, but like I would guess that the majority are not making what they should be.
The majority are getting their stuff at a discount and selling to like a couple of friends.
Yeah.
But they are, I'm sure, supporting their own numbers.
And so
and buying stuff themselves and stuff. Yeah.
I'm generalizing these numbers. I have no idea, but let's say, 1% of the actual company is like paid salary benefit employees. The 99% are these 1099s who like aren't getting paid shit for their work other than like a discount on the product. So I'm like, how is this B Corp? So that to me is like, what the hell? And then another one, which is controversial, is Nespresso. So Nespresso, okay, you immediately think the pods, well, they recycle the pods, all that. But my understanding is that Nespresso's parent company is Nestle, which has like a terrible track record of human rights issues. So like, you're going to let Nespresso be it? And so there's actually there's a local B Corp community here, and they get together, and someone that I know is like basically signed a letter, and I signed it to be like, explain B Labs why you're going to approve
why
Nespresso.
You're okay with this.
Yeah, it's like, because it looks like you're doing it it looks like you can buy your way into this. Like you can do it for clout, and like your B Corp fees are based on your revenue. So bigger companies are going to pay more money to be in this. Now they get this stamp and they can say they're certified. But it's like, are you just doing this so big companies you can promote
and you're getting more money?
Yeah. So that's more where I get the rub. And like, I haven't had, like I said, individual people. I haven't really experienced that someone was resistant. And I think it's definitely a mind shift. I know people want to do better, and sometimes you just kind of have to coach them on like what that means when a lot of people have grown up with this like, traditional way of doing business, like numbers, revenue. But that's more my perspective of where it gets shitty is like, you can just buy your way into it, and it's disheartening. I mean, the perception is.
Yeah. I remember, I think it was the first time we had met, And it was the first time we hung out was at an event. And I don't want to give away what it is because I think they're doing better now. But you showed up to this event that was like it was a philanthropic event where people were donating things, and you showed up and you were like, I remember you kind of looked around and you were like, yeah, this isn't really helping. And I was like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? We got all this stuff that people are bringing and da-da-da. And you're like, yeah, but the majority of this isn't going to get used, and everything that you're da-da-da-da, and there's all this packaging and waste and da-da. And I was like, fuck.
Yeah. I know. The plastic packaging was like, you could tell it was like the cheapest like discount thing you ordered from China, which... guessing the labor isn't like the best there who made it, assuming, I don't know, but yeah, it was just like, it was to promote. I think people were bringing in like clothes. It was like, bring in your old clothes, like, give back.
And people were donating huge bags of clothes, and I remember like I remember I drove the truck and we took it to, and I forget the place, but it's like the
Alpha Project,
I think so,
and
they were like thrilled to get a full truck full of clothes that were, whatever. And I was like, I hope. And I mean, I saw people literally unloading stuff, and I saw people there that were literally just going through it. And they were like now I have 5 new shirts. And I was like, okay. But like, you kind of like poked holes in the number of things. And I was like, holy shit.
And that's the thing. It's like a lot of people do things with good intentions. And, and I think that event is a good example. It's like, the community coming together, like having a fun event, celebrating as part of it, this philanthropic endeavor. But then the offset was that, well, we're going to give you stuff that's like as a perk for doing this. And it's like, well, now that's going to be recycled back in. It just is like, I think people would have done exactly the same thing without that, the perk. Yeah. And it was fun. It was cool. But it is just like, it's a single use for more or less. Like, it's a single use item for most people.
That I might argue with, because I've been shocked at how many times I've seen that perk out and about.
Most people? I'm saying most people. I'd say 75%.
You're right. For most people. Yeah. Less than 75%.
And I just think it could be just as fun in a different way.
Without that.
Yeah. And so, and that's the thing. It's like, I don't think, the people hosting that and putting it on and like you're involved with it. It's like, it's a good thing. It's like, it's like you get excited, you do these events, and it's just learning, like all of us having conversations and just bringing more awareness and learning. And like Laurel, she was my business partner for a little while, and she taught me a lot about like, just think through like the supply chain and what's done at the end. I'm like, like it just shifted my thinking. It's one of those things like, I hate saying this, but it's like the term woke. It's like you wake up and you see things in a different light, and it's like, fuck. Yeah. It's like, I love living in ignorance. It's fun.
It's so much easier.
It is. It's really.
Well, while at the same time, and I'm with you in the fact, like it's weird, like the term woke is positive and negative at the same time, because people now are like, but I think there's, I don't know if it's a majority, but there is a large group of people that are like over woke. And I'm like, and they're just like, yeah, everything's woke. Okay, we'll go to that. And it's like, yeah, but also like you said, like you should have an awakening. You should look around and kind of wake up to the things that you are contributing to, or products that you're buying, or companies you're doing business with, that like, hey, and we all like, I have an Apple, I have an iPhone. And I know, and the whole world knows that like iPhones are made in China at this place where the people and the buildings and the nets to catch them. And it's like,
Wait, the nets to catch them?
Yeah, they literally have nets on the buildings because people jump off the buildings.
Oh my gosh.
Now, I will say this. I think there's some...
I shouldn't laugh about it. But
they're catching butterflies. Everyone is happy. They make iPhones for 14 hours, then they all catch butterflies. But it's like, it's a weird thing where it's like so much, and I think it's the consumerism and the capital, and like it pisses me off when people are like, capitalism's evil. I said, no, greed is evil.
Yeah.
But also you need the clothes that you're wearing.
Exactly.
And socialism doesn't work to get you the clothes that you would like.
Yeah, there's a balance. And I think, I never thought about it until you just said it, but the woke culture is, it's like, woke culture, or, then it's like, wake up, see, both sides of the coin but I think there's the woke culture where you are waking up, there is, and I think the pandemic accelerated that quite a bit, because we saw how much we were dependent on the labor force.
Right.
But then I think people are just looking for things to like, air quote, like wake up to.
Oh, of course.
So then that's when it becomes excessive, where it's like, okay, we get it. We can't fix everything.
Like
for everybody.
Everything, be reasonable.
Yeah.
about everything.
Yeah. So I think that's part of the challenge is knowing what to push and when to push. And everyone has their different things, and that's cool. Like, go for it. But you're so spot on with, it's not capitalism, it's greed. And I just saw something, I mean, I can't help myself, but I love like talking about politics and all.
Go ahead, ruin my podcast.
All right.
Ahead.
Well,
what do you want to say?
I just saw this, people are really up in arms about gas prices.
Yeah.
And I think now that I live here for a week,
welcome back to $6 gas.
I'm in the ranks. And I was just talking to my boyfriend about this. I'm like, everywhere else they're dropping down quite a bit. Like Missouri, it was under, like, for example, I paid over $6 a gallon to fill up. Mm-hmm. And in Missouri, where I was at, was like $2.75. I'm like, I don't think they're going to drop it because people here are still paying it. Mm-hmm. So why would they drop
nobody
it?
Stopped driving.
Yeah. And I'm like,
we all just got pissed off.
And so if you look at the oil companies' profits,
through the roof.
Literally record profits.
Yeah, but you know what their excuse is? Yeah, but during COVID, we lost all that money.
Yeah, everyone's excuse is
we
COVID.
Lost all that money.
Bear with us on wait times. It's COVID. Bear with us.
Yeah.
I'm just.
But they're literally like, no. We have to make up because we lost money, and we're not going to lose money.
Yeah.
So we're going to charge you way more to make up for the fact that we lost money 2 years ago.
Because they gotta give the shareholders a return.
There you go. I was thrilled when I saw 543 yesterday.
Ooh. I saw one. Okay, it was downtown on First Street that they have, it's like Chevron's new some new blend.
Oh.
It's like a coffee blend or something.
Yeah.
Slow roasted.
Yeah. Almond milk Chevron.
And it was like $3 something a gallon. And I'm assuming it's like there's ethanol in it.
Yeah. Which also isn't the best for your car. Or I don't know. Or the environment. I don't know.
I lease my car, so I'm like,
yeah, you do. Every time I turn around, you're like, I got a sweet lease.
Yeah, I do. I'm great at negotiating cars.
I've had that thought where I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna like my next car, because like, is it gonna be a company vehicle? I don't know. Like to drive the shows and things like that. I was like, when the time comes, I'm gonna have to talk to Jessa about leases.
I love.
I know you do. You've been you've bragged to me about like, I walked in, I didn't need a new car because I was like, you were like getting your oil changed or something at the dealership. And you were like, I walked in and I like my car, it's fine. But they were like, well, hey, are you in the market for da-da? And I was like, not really. And they were like, well, what about this? What about that? And you're like, I lowered my payment, got a brand new car.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, it's a Honda. It's not, we're not it's not like
it's not a Mercedes, but who doesn't? Yeah. I love my Toyota. I've been driving. I got a 2006 Toyota Tacoma with 238,000 miles on it.
Not bragging.
Not bragging. That thing runs.
Well, I don't know what it is. Something about car leases. I think it's because here, there's so much access to Ubers and everything. I'm just like, whatever. If you want to screw me, like, I don't need a car, like, whatever. So I think that's part of it. Like, there's something about, and I wish I could walk into every negotiation like this. I can only negotiate for car leases. It's very niche.
Because the key to negotiation is knowing that you can leave.
Yeah.
Is knowing that you don't actually need it. That's my problem. Is there are times when I walk into something or I have a negotiation, whether it's like a business thing or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, but I want this. Mm-hmm. I want to do it, or I want to have that thing. And I know that every book I've ever read is like, walk in knowing that you will walk out if you don't get what you want. And I'm like, yeah, but the thing I want is the freaking thing.
Well, I do think it's knowing exactly what you want. Mm-hmm. I think it's knowing what you want, knowing what you need.
And what you're willing to pay.
Yeah. And because there are things that's like, it's not worth walking away. And I do think that you can come to an agreement as long as you kind of want, if you guys, both parties want the same thing. And it's just like, the end result is the same want, you can figure out the road to get there. Or roads, maybe.
The roads, because it's a car.
But
do car dealerships actually, does that feel like that when you go there and talk to them? Like they want what you want, you both want the same thing?
Yeah, they want
to sell you the car. Yeah. They want to lease you the car.
But I think that's the key to negotiation, is like finding out what the other person wants.
Yeah.
That's it. Because as soon as you know what they want, then you can figure out how much you can get from them. And it's funny because I did not do well in my negotiations class in college, but I'm not bad at it. I'm bad at negotiating for myself. Again, car leases, great. Right. I should put that on my website. I was just saying for my business.
Yeah. Like consulting services.
Business strategy, executive workshops, car lease consulting. In paper itself.
There you go.
But my new thing I'm really excited about, sorry, now that we're on this path.
Bring it.
So I found out, okay, car leases. Here's some hot tips. If anyone listened and stuck around.
Jessa's hot tips.
Most people probably know this, so I don't want to make myself feel like, oh, I'm so smart. Mm-hmm. But you negotiate the depreciation, right? Like, because one of my friends told me once, you lease depreciating assets and you buy appreciating assets.
Right.
So a car.
And also, like, if you have a small business, leases you can write off the entire thing. If you purchase it, it's an asset and you have to depreciate it over time.
Yeah. And I found out too, if they're over a certain weight.
6,000 pounds.
Yeah. Like the Mercedes
is a big one that everyone buys. That big Mercedes thing.
I was literally just talking about that this morning. I'm like, give me 2 years and I can test drive one.
Yeah. Except they're $90,000.
Well, as I said, test drive it. Not mine. Just, I can afford to maybe like dent it. So you negotiate the depreciation. So basically that's all I'm doing. So when I look at my car payments, everyone else are like, oh, you want to have this car forever. And some people do want to have a car forever. I don't know much about cars. Again,
right.
I could tell you a lot of car stories. Whole other podcast. I've been dealing with that today. That's what I did right before I came here. Is I just pay that per month. So I'm not trying to pay it off fast. I'm not trying to get the lowest interest.
Right.
I'm just trying to get a low monthly payment and put zero down. So if you put money down, that's just going straight to them. So even if you can spread that out over payments, that's more money in your pocket for a longer time.
Right.
And Hondas have a great resale value. I've never spoke with this much passion about anything.
You're really into this. Yeah.
Man, I didn't know how much I loved Hondas. Yeah. So the depreciation is, I pay like, I don't think this is very much for what I get. But I pay I put zero down and I pay $230 a month.
That's a cheap car payment.
I think so.
I know people are paying like $600 a month for a car, and it's like not a great, crazy, nice car.
I know.
And I'm like, what are you doing?
Zero down.
Yeah.
And so I'm paying effectively the depreciation. So then at the end of it, you get this like buyout price. So it's already this predetermined negotiated price. But now, with the pandemic and all this stuff, my car is going to be worth way more than my final purchase price. So like at the end of it, I can buy it for, I don't know, like $17,000.
And then sell it for $25,000?
Yeah. I just got to get some dents out.
How'd you get those dents?
One, I got high centered. I was in a friend's driveway.
High centered?
Yeah, when your car drives over something and the wheels aren't on the ground at the same time. I was in a friend's.
I've never heard that term.
I'll have to send you a video of. You haven't? Oh,
I've never heard that term. High centered in San Diego means something different. I've never heard it with a car, but I'm probably sure I've heard a friend be like, I got really high and I was centered. And then I figured it out.
This is
in a car. This is like where all of a sudden like you hit like some like crazy thing and all of a sudden like you're teetering on two between the two.
Yeah, okay. And you can't get.
And how did you get a dent?
Well, I got my car high centered and at my friend's driveway. They had one of these weird shaped driveways and I backed up and I didn't see there's a retaining wall. And so my wheels were off one side. I don't know how it didn't flip over.
So you like put a wheel off the wall?
Two. The left side was off the wall. I'll show you a video after this. It's pretty funny. Okay. Only funny because everything's fine.
Yeah.
And then my friend towed it. Like there's like 10 people out. This is in my small town. So everyone in town knows that I got my California license plates in small town Missouri.
Yeah.
Probably high centered driving, And my friend pulls me off, but no one was in the car to push on the brakes. So then I finally get it off. Everything's fine.
It rolls.
Slams into the truck. And they felt so bad. They were apologizing. I'm like, you guys, like.
No, you got me off the wall. Like, this is nothing.
I thought this was going to be way worse. It was fine. I took it to Honda. I was like, hey, so, I definitely downplayed what happened.
Yeah, of course.
And they're like, yeah, it looks good. I'm like,
okay.
Honda's, man. Also got it high centered right before I drove out here. It's fine. But it made a weird noise. My friend who's a mechanic fixed it right before I came here. So that was nice. But anyway.
Lease cars.
Got to get some dents out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a whole thing.
Then you'll turn a profit.
Yeah. That's how I really make my money.
Selling your lease cars.
Turn them and burn them.
Awesome. All right. So conscious capitalism, you're here, you're San Diego. You start consulting, you do things. Trying to just recap in my head where we are. You moved home for a couple of years. Now you're back.
ADHD, right?
Yeah. Gotta try to recap. You're back.
I'm back.
What's your plan? What are you doing?
Well, I'm doing. I've had a lot of people ask me this, and each time I kind of sigh and take a breath because it's very reflective of I think everything we've been talking about. So The environmental consulting I had worked full-time for, I'm more engaged than I used to be because a lot's going on. It's like really exciting project work. I'm super stoked for it, but I'm working there. But I'm like serve as a consultant basically, like I'm an in-house consultant to the business that does consulting for other companies on environmental issues. So I do a lot of business management there and strategy planning, which is really fun. And so that is taking up more of my time. So that's a big project. And another one is I'm working with a startup, which I'd love to talk to you about with my boss, Charlie. Backseat Charlie.
Backseat Charlie.
It's Lifebox, and it's this rapidly deployable emergency shelter. And it's basically a 20-foot shipping container that deploys into an 800 square foot structure with 4 people in 2 hours. It's awesome. It's
That's
so
amazing.
cool. Charlie has all these patents. He's super smart engineer. And I do all the operations and business side, and I get to come in and seem like this, genius because I can figure out like a little pricing model where I'm like, they're doing all these really hard things. I'm like, I don't know what you want me to do. But so anyway, I can work with Charlie. He's very, very shared values. He did this straight out of college, so he's younger. He's like 26, but he thinks he's very self-aware, and so that is really fun. And he and I met in a boot camp for like stakeholder capitalism. Tory project. So that was really fun because we went through this training together. So we can use a lot of shared language about like the idea of how we want to do business and show up in the world. So that's another one. The other one, I host my own podcast.
Go ahead, plug it. Look right into the camera. Plug it.
Environmental Leadership Chronicles, brought to you by the California Association of Environmental Professionals, where we get to speak with environmental leaders. Laurel and I co-host that. She is part of AEP, this professional organization. And we do it for the California chapter, but we get to talk to leaders all across the state about environmental issues, their career path, how they got there, and kind of help. The goal of the podcast is to explain to people like this isn't necessarily linear. There's all these jobs in the environmental industry you can do. It's not just this one thing, and how they got there and mentorship opportunities. So that's really fun, and talk about like policy issues and development. So we had the Secretary of Transportation on, which was a really big win for us. So yeah, I do that. So podcast, let me think, business consulting. I do some ADHD coaching that I work with people on. It's kind of a more shorter term structure. Like it's like 30-minute weekly calls just to be like, okay, what are we doing the next week? Let's set priorities and kind of someone to bounce ideas off of. So I do that. So basically I do kind of whatever I feel like.
Yeah.
Like,
and it all kind of helps people.
Yeah, I love it. And that's my thing. It's not as much about what I do as like the people I work with. Like I love working with my friends. I love working with people who have big ideas and dream and who are nice, who show up and treat each other with respect.
Don't be a dick.
Yeah. But I have a lot of things going on, and I feel like there's like 3 other things I didn't mention yet. And I was a little stressed out. My Lyft driver a few days ago, he was like, saying yes is expensive. I was like, damn.
Yeah. That's a piece of wisdom right there.
Yeah.
And the power of no.
Right?
I wish I would have learned that
saying
earlier.
yes is expensive. I was like, ooh. So it's expensive for me. And energy.
Yeah.
But I love it.
Yeah, it's not all dollars, energy.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing, I keep coming back to this because it's just given me, the ADHD is giving me more awareness of how I can approach the world. And I get excited. I'm like, yeah, let's do this. Let's try this. Let's try this. And I'm like, oh my God, when am I going to do this?
Yeah.
Like, I have so many things that I've agreed to do that I'm just like, this is never going to happen. And then it sucks because you end up getting stressed out. Like, I get stressed out.
And you feel bad because you said yes to a person that was excited. Yeah.
And I'm going to let down somebody, and I don't like that. And as I'm
People
sitting here
pleaser.
talking about it, I have like a bunch of things. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't do that. But it'll all work out. And everyone's, I think, pretty patient with me because, everybody likes James. You're nice to people. You come from good intentions. And
I was going to say, well, give us your website so people can reach out, but you kind of just told them you're too busy and you don't want to do it anyway. But the consulting, like the ADHD consulting and the environmental, like conscious capital, the stakeholder capitalism philosophy. If people are interested, where could they find that?
Well, if you really want to talk, I love talking to people about all this stuff. So my website, I'm going to say it anyway.
Yeah.
So my company is called A Stellar Co. So it's A Stellar, like stellar, astellar.co.
In case you were confused. Stellar. Okay.
Stellar. So A Stellar.
The letter A.
Yeah.
Stellar. Just spell it.
Oh gosh. A, S as in Sam, T as in Tom, E as in egg.
Well, don't spell it like an asshole.
L as in llama, L as in llama, A as in again, R as in ready, dot, C as in cat, O as in octopus.
We'll edit that out. That's fine.
Okay.
astellarco.com.
Yeah, astellarco.com.
Okay. Is that easy?
I followed instructions. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
You did.
You can edit it out.
Followed instructions.
You can edit it out.
I'm not going to edit. That takes work.
Yeah. Well, I think another really good resource and something I think about a lot is vote with your dollars, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like whatever you care about, it doesn't matter what it is. That's where you should be spending your money. And so for me, B Corps is like a good like barometer, I guess, of who is aligned.
Besides Nespresso and yeah.
Well, they're not certified yet. So, but generally speaking, so they have a website, B Labs, and you can go look up businesses, you can search by regions. And my big thing is like, whatever you want, look at the story, look at who's selling it, because there's so many companies, which I've tried to do, white labeling stuff. And it's like, you don't know who's doing what or what you're buying stuff from and where the money's going, where the products come from. So anytime I buy something, I shouldn't say that. Most of the times, I just try to be like, who am I spending my money?
Yeah, where's this dollar going?
Yeah.
Is it benefiting people or benefiting stock?
Yeah, and I still shop on Amazon occasionally. I'm not like, I don't want to come off like pedantic, like I'm this saint, but I do try to think about it.
Okay. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
You're doing your part in helping people.
That's what I feel like. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
I can sleep at night.
Well, do this. I think next to you on that table is a die.
Oh.
Spin the die. What's your number?
There's a culture game. 10.
10. Best holiday memory.
Best holiday memory. Ooh, I don't know.
And there's no pressure because you can be like, I don't
like
know.
Pressure.
And then you can just re-roll the die. We got them.
Can I re-roll the die?
Yeah, re-roll the die.
I feel like when I re-roll the die, I'm going to think about it.
And if you do, you do. And if you don't, you don't.
6.
I think we kind of touched on this. This was like, how was high school?
Yeah, that's easy. Okay, let me. Can
that's
I? Just
yeah, there's
can
no.
I roll till I get each question and see which one I want to
Sure.
get?
Do you want me to, I can just. Yeah.
Oh, 1.
1. First job.
First job?
Yeah. What was your first job?
I feel like how literal are we being? Like
your first job. Like you had to apply, you had to maybe interview, you got a W-2, like your first job.
I'm gonna say growing up, work ethic was my thing. But my first job that I can think of that I got paid like an hourly rate was
you had a boss that wasn't your uncle.
It was either a basketball scorekeeper. That was my summer job. Okay. Which was fun. I loved it. And then I also worked at a rec center.
Yeah.
In college. That was probably like my first real job where I had to schedule and I had to show up. But it was funny because small town, my friend's dad was like the Leslie Knope of the town, like the parks director. Mm-hmm. Much different personality. I like him a lot though. And he thought he was calling someone else when he called to offer me the job. And he was like, oh, I thought I was calling Jesse, also my friend. He's like, oh, whatever, just come. And so I got the job. And I had a habit. My vice is fast food. And especially when I was younger, it was like 0 consequences. I ate it nonstop. Mm-hmm. So he knew like Burger King at the front desk when people were coming in to work out.
And you're supposed to be like there and checking them in, and you're just chowing down on fast food. I was
asked to be like, if you're going to eat fast food, go to the back. And I didn't really do that. So that's why I always laugh about looking back. I'm like, man, that was a little, it wasn't trying to be disrespectful. Mm-hmm. It was more convenience.
Okay.
So yeah, I think that was my first job.
Cool. Roll again. See what happens.
All right. Oh, all right. I like this. Ooh, 16.
16. Worst advice you've ever received?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. Go to college?
Yeah.
This is what you do?
Yeah.
College?
And then we'll just piggyback off that. What was a great piece of advice that you got?
Oh my gosh. Man, I thought my improv classes would help prepare me to answer pretty basic questions.
I mean, I think
I'm taking too literally. Where I'm like, oh my gosh, well,
yeah.
Was it the best?
That's my wording. Is probably the thing. Like, what's a good piece of advice that you remember?
Well, I think which is what we were saying is vote with your dollars. I think that's something that's very important. I think it's a way you can show you can show up in the world how you want to be through that. So
and it's more impactful than you probably realize.
Yeah, I do think that. So I think vote with your dollars, and I'm going to use my Lyft driver. I think it's not really advice, but it kind of is like saying yes is expensive. And on that note is I remember one of my friends said something that stuck with me where she said, you know, when you say yes to something, you're effectively saying no to something else.
Right. Because you only have so much bandwidth.
Exactly.
How are you spending your time?
And so when you say yes to something, like you don't have room now to say yes to something that like may really align with what you want to do or what you care about. So I think that is, for me, as I'm easily excited and have a lot of varied interest and short-term attention span, that is something that I think about quite a bit.
Wonderful. Thanks. I think that's great. I think everyone can learn from that.
Oh, yeah. They definitely can.
They definitely can. Anything else you want to talk about or say?
I don't think so. I don't know. Are we good? I mean,
sure.
Are we wrap
There's
up?
No. Yeah.
How do you, is this the...
Yeah, this is kind of like towards the end. We do the roll. It's a thing I'm experimenting with because I'm still figuring this out. And I just think it's a fun way to kind of get a couple of questions in and learn.
I do my podcast, the Wrap Up Rapid Five.
Mm-hmm. What are your rapid five?
Boom. Oh, so why don't I ask you the rapid five?
Go for it.
This will be fun. Okay, so...
Yeah, exactly. I was like, now's when you're like, yeah, the rapid five.
Okay.
I forget.
3 things you'd bring to a deserted island.
Okay. 3 things I would bring to a guitar.
And you're going to say that. I was like, I could answer this question, I think, for you.
Go ahead. Let's hear it. That's more fun.
I would say you would bring is your guitar, your daughter, and maybe...
Why would I ruin my daughter's life by bringing her to a deserted island? She's safe somewhere else. What a selfish...
Okay, you thought through this...
Wow.
You went like A to Z. I was like A to B. Okay, never mind.
So let's keep going.
I was going to say your guitar, your daughter, and your truck. But instead of your truck, maybe it'd be like a fire starter or something like that. A little bit more practical, or like a fishing rod.
Yeah. My first thought when you said it was like a fucking sailboat. I'm getting the hell out of here.
Oh, yeah.
Except that kind of defeats the purpose. Yeah. All right, so what's another question?
Okay. So for mine, it's focused on environmental. So,
right.
But I think you could answer this is, what's your favorite environmental policy?
Environmental policy? And this is where I'm embarrassed because I'm like, I don't...
Well, there's like Clean Water Acts, Clean Air. There are things about...
I would probably go... I mean, I like the clean water idea. Yeah. I like... Here, I'll take this A to Z again. What I wish there was as far as an environmental policy is the whole plastic situation that we're dealing with in the world, and the fact that now we're finding plastic particles in our bloodstreams because we're absorbing it on that level now. I don't know. I do know why, and it's money. But in my mind, I'm like, why are we manufacturing any new plastic?
Yeah.
If you want to use plastic, great. We love plastic. Plastic's in everything. We have a lot of it. Go get it. Yeah. It's in the landfills. It's in the ocean. It's on islands that are inhabited by humans. It's everywhere. Why are we making new plastic?
I agree. And I think, coming back to when you talk about like voting with your dollars and something you care about, there's a lot of companies who are doing really cool, innovative things with packaging. And you can find companies that don't use plastic packaging,
They use like 100% recycled and things like that.
Shampoo, bars of soap, like bars instead of like the tubes or conditioner and things like that I think are really cool. So I think that's a good example of like aligning with something you care about.
What's your favorite environmental policy?
Ooh, someone told me one and I'm trying to remember what it is now, but I remember being like, oh, like that's the one, like I love this. But I do think it's I think the Clean Water Act. I think it's so impactful because it's like all the waters of the U.S. It's like regulated by it. And
except for Flint, Michigan.
Details. No, I'm kidding. I think I'm sure it was supposed to be regulated.
Right.
But
it was.
I don't know. I'm like,
yeah, somebody didn't do their job a lot.
And I think that's it though. It's like there's like, Maslow's hierarchy is how like I think about a lot of things in life. And it's like, if you don't have clean air, clean water, like what's the point? And water.
You're not going to last very long if you don't have clean air and clean water.
So I think that's my favorite one.
And I find it funny, like I know people that look at global warming and they're like, it's all horse shit. We're not like we are a speck on Earth. It could have one volcanic eruption and cause more environmental impact than everything we're doing. And they're like, it's all liberal bullshit, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay. You know what? I'm not going to argue with you because you have your mind made up. But answer this. Are we shitting on the planet?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then let's just do that less. Can we just all agree to do that less? Like, it doesn't even matter what you think is even happening. Nobody can look at me. I just don't think anybody could like see what we're doing and see the pollution going into the air and the plastics in the whales' bellies and all that stuff and be like, are we shitting on the planet? Yes or no? Nobody can say that we're not.
Yeah.
So just do better.
Yeah. And I think too, I think about this a lot because I care, and I want to do better.
Do you?
I do.
I know you do.
Did I say that yet?
Not into the camera yet.
I care.
There you go.
I care a lot.
Yeah.
Thinking about that movie. But what I think about is like, why do I care? Why do I care so much? Like in my lifetime, and I'm targeting like 80, 85,
Yeah.
So
it's a good run.
I'm like,
it's a good run.
I'm almost middle-aged.
Yeah.
And I think that I'm like, why do I care? Because everything will probably still be more or less fine. There's definitely going to be some probably more extremes.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't have kids. I don't plan to have kids. So like, I'm next generation, like good luck. But that's the thing. I don't want to be like that. And I don't want to get jaded. And I do want to care. And I do want to care for other people's kids and other people's future. And, I probably won't see the impacts of how bad this is going to be in my lifetime. Mm-hmm. And I do care about it. I think because I do care about other people, probably to a fault, like people I don't know, like I just want to do better. Like,
yeah. And it's not what I think is like, it's small things.
This is the exact opposite of a wrap-up rapid five, by the way.
Because we're just diving in and going longer.
Wrap up, slow.
Yeah,
five.
Slow burn, slow five.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's fine.
Gracious host.
I don't know, but like you brought up kids, and I will say that like once I look at my daughter, and she's about to be 5 this week, and
this week,
yeah, the 27th, yeah.
Oh yay!
And I don't know if that's a fact I shouldn't put on the internet.
Yeah. Do you have her social security number?
Yeah. Do you want to? Would you like to hear it?
Yeah. I think if you could repeat it a few times.
Yeah.
And her full birthday, just so we're all on the same page.
On the same page. But yeah, like looking at her and then looking at the world, and it's like it is. I wonder. Actually, I know for a fact my parents in no way had the concerns that I have. Mm-hmm. I'd be shocked to find out that they had any of the concerns that I have about the planet for us, like I have. Well,
we've learned so much more too, and it's accelerated, and
the data. There's so much information.
It's so like social media, the internet, like it's so easy to access, and I think that's a shift. I'm sure, like if they had the access now, they might like think about it differently for you guys, or maybe not. Maybe they're like, hey, good luck, guys.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're on your own. Okay, so. There's 2 more questions.
Well, we got time for 1 of them.
No, but there's 2. One's easy.
Okay.
Are we on the clock here?
A little bit.
Oh,
but no, we're good.
Me too. Okay.
It's not us. It's more like the recording space on the memory cards.
Oh, geez. Okay. God,
I ordered new memory cards.
So
I love how you're eating time. We're almost out of time. You're like, let me check my text.
I'm like, I got stuff to do too. I got distracted. I'm like, wait, where am I supposed to be? Favorite daily habit?
Meditation.
Oh,
every morning. I wake up every morning. I literally wake up, pee, brush my teeth, wash my face, have a giant glass of water, go straight to the porch, meditate for 10 minutes.
That's great. That's a great routine.
Yeah.
Okay, I forgot. There's actually 2 more. So the other one, this is also an easy one. Favorite flora or fauna? Your favorite plant or animal?
Ooh, or animal?
You can do both if you want to.
Favorite plant? Aloe plants.
Oh, yes.
That was a big part of my childhood growing up in a tropical paradise. I got sunburnt a lot, and we had aloe plants all over. Yeah, humble brag. We had aloe plants all over our yard, and I would come home after a day out on the boat or whatever, and I'd be sunburnt. Like my face, I'm shocked. My skin is actually as okay as it is.
It's glowing. It's very clear. I hope the camera's
very clean.
Really zoomed in on this.
But like my nose has the amount of times I've totally burnt my nose till it's like a giant blister as a child. And I would just go out in the yard and I would just slice off a couple of the leaves, we'll call it, and I'd just slice them in two and literally just smear aloe on my face.
Oh, I like that.
And so that was, I would say, an aloe plant. Favorite animal? I love dogs. Oh. I want a dog. I've been thinking about it for since we talked about it 2 years ago, pre-COVID, and we were talking. And I'm still. I know.
You'll be fine. Dogs are easy.
Yeah, it's just it's the kind of thing where I want it for Daisy because I think she's 5, she's the exact right age to get a dog and be a part of its life and have this friend and I had 2 dogs when I lived in Florida, and I love having a dog, and I love just the activity of it and the love that's there and. But it's I'm in this weird place of I either have my kid, which would be great to have a dog, but when I don't have my kid, my whole goal is to pretty much I'm either shooting commercials or doing comedy shows on the road, so I'm not home for 10 days a month.
Yeah.
And it only takes money. You just have to board your dog.
Yeah. Or find someone to dog sit.
Yeah, there's that. Okay. So yeah, go on.
Finish this thought. Wouldn't it be cool if
Wouldn't it be cool if how do I want to word this? I like this. I like this a lot. Wouldn't it be cool if everyone greeted each other with a hug?
Okay, Joe.
What?
Joe Biden.
Wow.
Too touchy.
Oh, don't make it weird. I just think
I'm a hugger, and I've learned that not
everyone's a hugger, and maybe I need to take that account. And I think really the underlying thing there is,
cool if everybody wanted a hug.
Wouldn't it be cool? Well, and maybe it's not even they wanted a hug, but we know for a fact that if you are hugged, if you get a real hug multiple times a day, you have less stress, you have less anxiety, you have less depression, you are more confident and comfortable. It's a mental health thing of I think there's something out there. It's 8 hugs a day is what you should be getting.
Do you think there's a professional hugger?
Fucking, I'm in. I'll do it. I'll do that job. I will hug everybody because I purposely it's something I've done. When I hug people, I usually hug them for longer than
I noticed that.
Yeah.
I noticed that coming here. I was like, oh, that was a long hug.
Because it's for me. I'm like, one.
You're sucking that energy out of me. I'm like, no, I need it.
But it's not sucking. It's giving. Because I think that's the thing. When you hug, you're both giving.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing. It's a hug is the only. It doesn't make sense. The physics and the whatever don't make sense of it because in my mind you're both giving, which is usually one has to give and one has to take.
Yeah.
But I think you're both giving and it's beneficial for both people. And I just say that from a standpoint, I look at the world and I look at, like I said, with a kid and raising a child in the world, and you see social media and you see politics and you see the news and you see just how everything's going, and everything is so polarized. And people are so wait a second, you think this one thing, then you're done. Mm-hmm. You are done. Mm-hmm. You're a piece of shit. I can never be around you. I can never do anything with you. I can never talk to you. And it's no. Guess what? Most of all of our grandparents kind of had some shitty thoughts.
Yeah.
Had a lot of them. And they gave great hugs. Yeah. And they were kind people. And they were told shit from people that had even worse thoughts than them. We are version 6.0 of consciousness. Mm-hmm. And I look at my daughter and go, okay, all the things I learned about humanity and all the shitty things that have been done, I learned those earlier than my parents learned those. Mm-hmm. So my job is to teach them to my kid as soon as possible. If I can teach you all the shitty things about humanity and how they were wrong and why they were wrong and when they happened and how they happened, earlier than I knew them, you will be in a better position to make change as you grow, and you will have a more open mind towards people than I did when I came on board. Mm-hmm. And so that's how I look at and that's what the hug is if you just greeted every person with holy shit, you're a fucking person, you're a human.
I was thinking that. I was
yeah, you're a human.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah.
Waking up is hard sometimes just because you're a human. And like we talked before, everyone in your life created these walls around you and said, this is who you are. And hopefully at some point you had the wake up of like, I'm none of the things they said I was. Oh, I'm this. I actually don't think that. I think this. And I want to be more like this and less like that. Like, if we greeted each other with just the like, holy shit, you woke up and you're here. Like, you deserve a hug. Like, hey, well done. Pat on the back. You're doing it. You're here.
I love to start every day like this.
Right?
I would just be like, oh, God, I did one thing right today. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I can go on.
Yeah.
No, I think that's great. And I think that, first of all, I love hearing your passion.
Thank you.
You're talking about. Thank you for answering and humoring my little game. And I think that you kind of what you're saying too is with social media and texts and email and all this written, very rapid, not so conscious communication.
Or personal. Doesn't feel personal.
Yeah, it's like you would never say these things to someone's face. And I've even noticed it's like in work, there's, I've been really frustrated with someone recently. And when I have a meeting with this person in face-to-face, I'm like, well, now I feel bad that I was so upset.
Yeah,
and angry about these
you were
things,
creating all this.
I'm like, this is dumb. Like, this is great, you know? And so I think that is like, and like you talk about like disagreements and people having different opinions and the black and white and the right or wrong. And we're a lot more alike than
we're being
so told that we are.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
that's the whole point of the podcast is to shine a light on the fact that we are all way more alike than we are different.
It's been great having you. Thank you.
Thank you, Jessa.
Hijack this.
Yeah, it's fine.
So like this was like the car drive you saw me the other night. It's like, yeah, of course, the boss in the back seat. Just take over the podcast. That was fun. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I feel like